This is a University of Otago podcast.
Hi everyone, let's study Sanskrit lesson 22. Today we will study lesson 22, past passive participle and also verb class 3 and the prefix su and dus. Past passive participle, it means past tense, one kind of past tense. We have studied from first semester, that is imperfect. If you remember, imperfect, when you translate it, you can translate as past tense, such as come, kachati, present tense, and akachat, it is imperfect, went. Now we will study about past tense too. It is past passive participle. What is it? Let's study together. In English, the participles are formed from verbs and function as adjective or verbs. There are many types of participle in English, such as future participles, present participles, and past participles. Some are active and some are passive. So in English, the present participle is usually formed by adding ing to the verb. For example, going and being are present participles. The past participle in English is usually formed by adding ed or n to a verb. For example, satisfied or and spoken are past participle. In English, participles may act as adjective. For example, the satisfied customer, the spoken word. Participle may also, with the help of an auxiliary verb, act as verbal forms, such as the customer was satisfied, the word was spoken. In Sanskrit, there are many types of participle. You can see from page 66 of your textbooks. In Sanskrit, participle take grit ending. Grit ending is nouns formed by adding primary suffix to verb roots. Primary nominal ending, you can see from lesson 19. Participle add primary ending to verb roots to form nominal, nouns, and adjectives. Most participle are declined except for children. We have studied children in lesson 12, such as kam, kattawar, having gone, or kamya, having come. The past passive participle is formed by taking the root or a weak form of the root. You can see from lesson 19 on samprasarana, and adding the grit ending such as ta, sometimes ita, or na. You can see from page 67 to 69. You can see from this one, ta, ita, 67 to 69. You can see from this one, the past passive participle is from the root is, ichati, so will be ista, desired. Grit, karoti, kurute, krita, done. Kam, kachati, kata, gone. Kup, kupta, protected. Jint, jintita, thought. Jur, jolita, stolen. Ji, chita, conquered. Tan, tata, stretch. Tut, tunna, push. Tayach, tayakta, abandon. Another noun here in page 68 and 69. You can see from the list of verb here, or you can find from website here as I've shown to you. The Sanskrit grammarian, this one from the Sanskrit heritage site, and you can go to Sanskrit grammarian to the declension engine or conjugation engine. Declension engine is for noun, conjugation engine is for verb. And you can see from this one, here, this is declension engine, and this is conjugation engine. You have to put the verb here, such as, if you want to put is ichati, I, S dot, you have to put capital S, and also to group of the verb, such as group 1 or 2 or 3. So another verb, such as gli, K, you can see from K, and capital R is greet. This is greet class 8. You can see from class 8, and you send. Then if you come karoti, kuruta, kuruvanti, here you study from the lesson in your textbooks, and it has many forms of verb: present, imperfect, objective. This one is called past tense, imperative, future tense, conditional, periphrastic future, perfect. We have studied all of these. Arrest. And this one is past passive participle. You can see from this participle here. Grita, masculine neuter, grita, feminine. You can find every verb over here, and other will come from here. We study in the next lesson. I have such as infinitive, gautum, absolutive or children, gutawa, gutya here. So it's really good website. This website you can see from this one. Now let's see. For this one, for each verb, only one of these endings may be used. A, you can translate how to do the PPP, past passive participle. We can explain here. A, verb with ta. Many verbs add ta directly to the root. In such cases, final consonants of the root change as follows. C become K, such as sich, sikta, moistened. CH becomes S dot, brush, brista, asked. J become K or S dot, tayach, tayakta, abandoned. Sarich, sarista, curated. S dot become S dot, dris, drista, seen. S dot is unchanged, so dus become tusta, rejoiced. H become GH, or it may combine with the T to become the H dot, in which case the vowel preceding it is lengthened. Thus, dugda from du, milk, but lidaha from li, lick. B, verb with ita. All verbs which their present stem by adding aya make their past passive participle by adding ita to the stem to which aya is added, such as Jew, class 10, jolita, robbed. B, pidita, injure, hurt, harm. C, verb in with na. The following verbs make their past passive participle by adding na. Certain rules in R and in E, U, I. Hina from ha, chahati, abandoned. Marana from marai, marayati, faded. Kashina from kashi, kashayati, destroyed. Luna from ru, lunati, cut. Root in re, add na, to the same stem used to form the passive. Thus, kirana from kri kirati, scattered. Tirana from tri tarati, crossed. Purana from pru, pipauti, filled. The past passive participle that we have studied or will study in this lesson are listed on page 67 of the textbooks. We have studied, explained you last slides. Past passive participle are adjective and so must agree with a nominal. Such past passive participle end in a. They are declined right masculine a, such as deva, nara, neuter a, palam, or feminine are sena. Depending on the gender of the word, they modify. The PPP often function as a verb. When used as a verb, a PPP usually appear in a nominative case, agreeing with the nominative or grammatical subject of the sentence. So PPP may be used in a past passive sense. If so, then it agrees with the direct object, which would be in the nominative, as you have studied passive construction, such as ashwo, balena, labdaha. Ashwo come from ashwaha. Balena, instrumental, singular, masculine. Labdaha is PPP of labhate, obtain. So it is the horse was obtained by the boy. Ashwaha, nominative singular, masculine. The horse is object, but it is in nominative. The horse was obtained by the boy. So the PPP can also take a present passive sense. Note here, past passive and present passive, it is possible. So the same sense, same sentence, ashwaha balena labdaha, can be the horse was obtained or the horse is obtained by the boy. The intransitive verb do not take a direct object. PPP sometimes take an active sense. So in this case, the participle will agree with the agent of action, which is in the nominative. For example, Ramo vanam khataha or Ramaha vanam khataha. Rama went to the forest. Khataha come from root come, khachati, go. It is intransitive verb, so we can translate as active sense. So Rama went to the forest. Or we can speak as Ramaha vanam akachat. And we study from first semester the imperfect, third person singular. But most of Hindu or Indian people, they will use PPP rather than akachat, imperfect. Sita vanam khata. Sita is nominative singular, feminine. Vanam, accusative singular, neuter. Khata, nominative singular, feminine as Sita. So Sita went to the forest. PPP may take a verbal prefix and may also be negated by a or an. For example, anudita, not spoken. Anakata, not come. PPP may act as an adjective alone or as part of a compound. For example, istam palam. Istam is PPP from root is ichati, want, desire. Palam, fruit, neuter. So istam palam, desire reward or desire fruit. So come to compound here, ista palam, desire reward or desire fruit. Satita prajna. Prajna, wisdom, intellect. Satita, modify prajna, feminine. So it is established intellect. So come as a compound. Satita prajna, established intellect. And satita, it is PPP. Note that when the first member of a compound is an adjective, it is used in its base form without any gender. The gender is established by the final member, prajna. So need not to be satita prajna, should be satita prajna, short here, not long. Let's see more example for the use of PPP. Rajya dattam danam. Rajya comes from Russian, and Rajya is instrumental, singular, masculine. Datta comes from PPP of da, the root da, give. Dattam is given. Danam, money or wealth. So money will be Rajya dattam danam, the money given by the king. Though it could also mean the money was given by the king. The money given by the king could also be expressed by a compound, which is in which case there is no ambiguity as regards the function of the participle. Raja dattam danam come to one word compound, modify danam. The PPP is very often used to substitute for a finite verb, a usage which grows more and more common in time. There are two types of construction which may be used. One, when in which the PPP modifies the subject with which it agrees, and in which the word is must be supplied. So, viro rajya hataha. Viro come from viraha, nominative, singular, masculine. Rajya, instrumental, singular, masculine. Hata, PPP, from verb hunt, mean kill. So hata is was killed. Can be or less commonly maybe together with us, the root as verb to be here. So viro or viraha, rajya, hata, asit. Asit here is from root as verb to be. It is imperfect, third singular. So most right here is enough. No need to write asit. The hero was killed by the king. The second, which is impersonal and in which the PPP appears in the nominative singular neutral. Here you can see iti te noktam, take out santi, iti te na uktam, or less commonly, iti te na uktam asit. Thus, iti, thus, it was said by him. Uktam come from root watch, speak or say, and it is PPP, so it was said by him. Chitam tena rajya. Chitam come from jayati, win, conquer. It is PPP. So tena rajya, instrumental, singular, masculine. So it was conquered by the king, or that king conquered. This second usage is equivalent to the Barway construction. Have you memorized the Barway construction? In general, the PPP must be translated as a passive. However, in the case of rules implying motion, in the case of satha, stand, as, was, wasati, live, John, and most other intransitive verbs, as well as a few other verbs you have not had yet, such as chalice, embrace, she, lie, lu, clam, jiri, go, o. The PPP may have an active sense. So, sa tatra kataha means he went there. Putraha chataha, a son has been born. If the participle is used as a final verb, it must agree with the subject. PPP ending in ta sometimes are used in the sense of neutral abstract noun, in which case they are declined like palam, thus chivitam, life, hasitam, alive. PPP with an active sense may be used as noun, as vriddha, old person, marita, dead person. When used as an element in abhuvarihi, the PPP gives the sense of by whom or by which B is aided. Thus, hata kasha, hata means kill, from han, hanti. Kasha, elephant, means by whom an elephant has been killed. Lastly, it may also mean on which B is aided, for which B is aided. So if the PPP may have an active meaning, then it in generally means whose B are A. So thus, vriddha putta, whose sons are grown. Vriddha means old or grown. So whose sons are grown. A PPP may be the basis of an adjective or a noun, often a neutral noun. For example, root kri, do, make. When it is adjective, krita, done. It is now krita, action. Gai, sing, kita, sang. Sing come from verb sings, and kita, song. Buddha, awake, know. So Buddha awakened, known. So Buddha sage, or the enlightenment in Buddhism. Sam, da, sam together, daha, put. Samhita, corrected. Samhita, unity. This is Samhita, corrected, and Samhita, unity. Samkrit, together, make or do. Samkrita, perfected in adjective, and Samskrita in noun, Sanskrit language. Now let's see verb class 3. Class 3 is hu kana, who means offer. Now we will study the third class, which form its present stem in an unusual way. The present stem is formed by apayasa, or duplication, which means double. So apayasa means double, or it is a reduplication here. The root, we have to reduplication the verb. The first syllable is considered to be the apayasa syllable, followed by the root, which is in guna, or 4 strong forms. The formation of class system is apayasa reduplication plus root in weak forms, reduplication plus guna of root in strong forms. So you can see from this one, da will be, duplication will be dada, give. It is used to repeat again. The vowel and first consonant of the root are repeated. The first syllable usually appear in a weaker form. See from this one. And aspirated syllable become unaspirated. For example, daha, dh, long a, daha. So come to da, put. The vowel ri is changed to e in reduplication. Bri, so goes to bi, bri, carry. A general rule of reduplication is that usually only the first consonant of a conjunct here, the first consonant of the conjunct tiya is repeated. So tayach will be ta, tayacha, abandoned. Another general rule is that if the root begins with S, followed by a stop, only the stop is repeated. So Satha will be Tista, stand. Another general rule is that a vowel turns into palatal. For example, Kri, K, change to Si, Ja. Kri to Jakara, Do. Another general rule is that an H turns into J. For example, Ha, change to Jaha, abandoned. Here is an example of a conjugation form class 3. Strong form are in red here. These all are in red strong form. Who offer class 3, the third class, present indicative. So we go to Shu Ho Ti, Shu Hu Tas, Shu Hu plus Ati will be Shu Hawati, Shu Hawati, Shu Ho Si, to Shu Ho S dot Shi, Shu Hu Tas, Shu Hu Ta, Shu Ho Mi, Shu Hu Waha or Shu Hu Was, Shu Hu Mas. Note that the third person plural at the ending at ati rather than anti here, and it will be Shuhawati, not Shuhawanti. Here is the imperative of who. Who, the root means offer. You can see from this one, the third singular, Shu Ho Tu, Shu Hu Tam, Shu Hawatu, Shu Hawatu, Shu Ho Di, Shu Hu Tam, Shu Hu Ta, Shu Hawani, Shu Hawawa, Shu Hawama here. Note that the second person singular has a different ending and the third person plural has no end, such as here, atu, not antu. The root ha is slightly different as it is reduplicated as chaha in strong form, chahi in weak forms, and chao before vowel. So ha abandoned. Chahati, chahitas, chahati, chahasi, chahitas, chahita, chahami, chahiwas, chahimas. This is ha abandoned in third class. Now let's see prefix su and dus. There are some prefixes which are rarely used before verb, but are more common use before noun, adjective, and participle. One of these we have already studied a, which become an before vowel. Two more are su and dus. Su means good. Dus, so su is well, very good, right, easy. Dus, ill, bad, difficult, hard. So these form Kaumadaraya compounds. For example, Sukrita, well done. Sukita, well sung. Those prefix usually become those s dot before ka, ka, pa, pa. Otherwise, it take regular external sandhi. Example, Duskrita, bad action. Durajaya, difficult to conquer. Durakta, badly colored. Dukkam, suffering. Exception to normal sandhi rule. Notice that in the last example, Dura Lakta, Dura plus Rakta become Durakta, which followed the sandhi rule that before the internal consonant Ra, final U become U. So you can see from page 340. The noun which follow the prefix may take the guna form of its vowel. Example, Subodaha, easy to understand. Good, easy. Bodha come from Buddha, both, Buddhati. So Bodha, understand, easy to understand. So this is the lesson 22. We study about the PPP. Let's see the vocabulary list. Vocabularies are on page 77. Here, iha, indeclinable, here in this world. Ubaha, adjective, both used in dual. Kaushalam, skill, good fortune, prosperity. Dus, prefix, ill, bad, difficult, hard. Su, well, very, good, right, easy. Ha, shahati, abandons, he abandons. Hu, chuhoti, he offers. These all two are the third class of verb we studied today. And please practice your exercise, page 78. Number 5, translate the following sentences from sentence A to J here, A to J, and please submit next Monday. Hope you understand our PPP, past passive participle, verb class 3, and also prefix su and dus, and we will study next lesson 23. Thank you very much. See you